RevShar, one of my dear friends for many years now. I was also quite honored to be on her lovely radio show, which I will put links to. You should check it out, her weekly online radio show, fantastic.
You're tuned into Lucid Waking. I'm RevShar, coming to you live from Corpus Christi, Texas. Tonight I'm having a really fun, lighthearted discussion about whatever it is with Michael P. Burt. I came across Michael through Facebook. Isn't Facebook a wonderful thing? And he just has these wonderful, inspiring posts.
Amazing thing. Anybody anywhere in the world can do some kind of artistic endeavor and just share it with billions. It's amazing. We truly live in the age of the art. It's just life. And so life is full of awakenings. Life is an awakening.
Yeah. Life itself is the awakening.
It's the ultimate. It's the ultimate.
Empowerment Radio, taking you through the journey of self-discovery and mindful living.
Multi-dimensional living. Well, I'm glad you made it simple for me. Thank you. Well, I'm going to have to struggle to keep this short because just those three words strung out in that order, I could probably go on all day long. Because because it's multi-dimensional living, right? We live in a holographic, multi-dimensional matrix, if you will, that is the universe, this expanding expression of consciousness. So the levels are endless, and we know that with science, and we know that with spirituality, and we knew that with just our day-to-day experiences. Even the mind has layers. Everything's layered with multi-dimensions to it. So I'm not sure exactly what you're getting at. That's why I say it's pretty vague. It could go off in any direction you wanted there. So I'm going to try to just keep it general, because I don't know what you really want me to talk about. Because some people could take it like, do you mean like the fifth dimension? Because a lot of people have very specific beliefs about the different dimensions, and just like religion branches out, spirituality, modern day spirituality, has branched out in a million directions, and belief has become a big part of it as well. In many of those different things. So there's so many beliefs. I mean, there's sun gazers and breatharians, and people believe in the fifth dimension, and I could go on and on and on. I kind of I've lost touch with a lot of they're ever changing or growing, and there's so many beliefs and things out there. So especially with dimensions. So some people have very specific beliefs. I don't have any specific beliefs. I just try to play with beliefs and not hold on to them. So especially when it comes to this kind of thing, because otherwise, for me, you start putting too many beliefs on things. You end up in the same pickle you are with everything else in life. We try to stick everything in a box. Number two, you almost make it a religion. Nothing against religion, but religion is a belief, right? There's a spirit. A religion. Religion is kind of like, I'm not saying this is what it is, but this is how I perceive it. Religion is like belief with a touch of spirituality. Spirituality is spirituality, and with a touch, or nowadays sometimes a heavy touch, of belief. That's what I would say the two differences between them are, basically. I mean, you could keep digging and point at all the differences, but I would say that shows how similar yet different they are. I would say generally spirituality is more person-oriented, so it's more up to them to discover their journey, whereas religions, it's more of a collective belief, so there's conformity to it. But some people find, like I said, a lot of people, I had an aunt that she was a fantastic woman, and she never imposed her beliefs or her religion on anybody else, but it was a great strength to her, and she went to church every day, and it really was a strength for her, and it made her a stronger person. Those beliefs and stuff, they really did help her. So for some people, and there's a sense of community with all of them as well, and they do pitch in and help each other, and so there's great strengths. So by the way, I'm not trashing anything here. I'm just kind of getting off track, actually, if anything. So let's get back on track. So multi-dimensional living. Woo, I got way out there. So multi-dimensional living, what else can I say about that? So yeah, are there other dimensions? Yeah, even life, like even now, this is multi-dimensional, right? Just the struggle of duality. I know RevShar, you've posted about this all the time. This is a big part of your radio show, your wonderful radio show. I know I'm drawing a blank on what you call them, the people in your church. That's silly. It's at the tip of my tongue. Of course, right now everybody's in their head, in YouTube, shouting the word out. Anyways, the people in your church that you speak to. See, now I lost track where I was going with that. But anyways, multidimensional, yeah, all of this is so layered. And there's so many dimensions to it. And the duality that you often speak about as well, and the difference between mind and that we both speak about quite often. And so that in itself is multidimensional, because you've got the, and this is why we struggle with it, because we have the being that's always present, that is everything, and then we have this mind, and then we have all these, in this incredibly overwhelming holographic funhouse, then we've got all these other factors affecting us, emotions and physical and pain and you name it, all these things coming at us, and all these wonderful but overwhelming physical things, color, taste, smell, touch, billions of people, trillions of life forms, politics, pop culture, music, laughter, hate, greed, sex, violence, all this stuff. It's very overwhelming, and we're already in a dualic state. So very, so many dimensions to it. Even if you look at the average personality, there's layers to that personality. Excuse me. So yeah, some people would say multi-dimensional living. They would read that and go right off talking about specific dimensions and the differences and where they want to be. Some might look at that and think you're talking about our experience now, multi-dimensional living. Finding balance in that multidimensional of being able to return to stillness and yet still be present in this world and balance it out. That's multidimensional living, definitely. You're definitely a multidimensional liver. That's not even a word. You're a liver. Living being, let's say that. You definitely live multidimensional in a very lovely, graceful way, and you share it with all of us. And thank you for that. So, yeah, I don't think I'm going to say a whole lot more. I think you could probably say, so feel free to, you go on, if this inspires you to elaborate, by all means. To me, it's all multidimensional. I think that's why, because again, I don't have much to say, because it all is to me. I mean, all of this is overwhelming and wonderful and magical, and it's all layered, and it's all these different dimensions, and I know I can only perceive just a fraction of all these dimensions. They say that even in quantum physics, that our brains are tuning. We know this. We know this, even medically, that, and scientifically and psychologically, we can see that the brain's always tuning things out that it can't deal with or doesn't want to deal with. We already know that to an extent. But what we, as a species, we still don't really realize, but quantum physicists certainly do, is that there's all kinds of things happening right now. We just can't see them because our brains are tuning out. They're saying, nope, can't process that. Green floating energy blob, that's from whatever dimension, that's by your head doing this and that, whatever it is, or I'm just making stuff up. It can't process it. And this is why with quantum physics too, with the holographic paradigm, it's it's the first, it will be the accepted science. It almost already is, but within 50 to 100 years, it'll be the accepted science, because no other platform solves everything. Everything can fit into it. It by its very nature, it explains everything, where all the other major scientific principles, they don't. They explain mostly everything, but they leave gaps. And that's why then they're always changing over the years, and then, but with the holographic paradigm, everything fits into it naturally. Every mystery we could solve makes sense when you put it in that platform. And especially, and this is why I bring it up, psychology. It seems to solve almost every mystery in an endless pile of mysteries over mankind's history of psychological illnesses, quote unquote, that they still have never been able to explain. So it now explains all these things. So in other words, they're starting to realize that the schizophrenic, somebody's seen, it's not somebody who's out of their mind, as we might think, or it may be not even to be an illness. It just could be the fact that they're tapping into other dimensions. Same with people that see ghosts or this or that. So we start to see that, so there are so many dimensions and so many things going on that we're tuning out, that our brains, personally, we're tuning them out, as a species, we're tuning them out. So we can handle, because obviously we're already having a hard time handling, we're so overwhelmed with this. So for me, it's all multi, and I am aware that I'm not aware of so much going on me, and I am aware of a lot going on me, and I kind of just tune it out now. So, a lot of times people will go, "Did you see that?" Or that? Yeah, I did. I just kind of tuned it out. There's a lot of weird phenomenon I see, in my life, but especially, for the last decade or so. It's just normal for me to see, certain things and lights and things, not just lights, but, and experience the unknown and the strange. And I just kind of tune it out as acknowledging that it's there, but it just, if it's something that needs to call my attention, then I'll certainly pay attention. But to me, I just treat it just like I would, when you're outside and there's a million things going on. There's little bugs floating around your head. You're not paying attention to all those bugs. You're pretty much tuning them out. Leaves tapping your head. You're sitting in a tree tapping. You're probably tuning it out. You're not denying its existence. You're not rejecting it. You're just kind of letting it all in. So that's what I do with a lot of this as it relates to multidimensionally. This is all so layered and dimensional, and I let in as much as that feels right, and whatever else is there, I just kind of let it be. And of course, there's so much I'm totally not aware of, but I know it's there. So yeah, it's a fun, multi-dimensional world. Have fun in it, go play in it, and thanks for the great topic. Thank you, my friend. Love you.